Hey guys, I'm Sean, this is Holly, and this is Travel Troubles. Isn't it right, Holly?
You still can't say it, it's episode 14.
Episode 14, yes. So we had the debate last week about who was...
Whether it was 12 or 13, I knew it was 13.
And you were right.
Of course it was.
And I was wrong.
Here's a surprise.
Wow. So welcome back to episode 14, and if you're new here, then this podcast is absolutely brilliant. We each week talk about our travels and our troubles with each other travelling.
Mainly, yeah. Most of the time it's not even travel related, it's just what bugged us about that person.
Yeah, we try and... So we also try and give some tips about the places that we've been to this week, and we try to give you funny
and you're
stories.
in for a whopping one this week. All we done was go food shopping.
Yes.
We literally described it in the...
Have I got chocolate still in my mouth? It looks so sticky.
I'm not going to tell you if you do or not.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, we went food shopping and then we went out for a coffee today.
We did.
So that's two things.
Sean's was barely a coffee. It was a cup of whipped cream, hot chocolate, caffeine.
For someone who's lactose intolerant, that's absolutely
He was like, oh,
amazing.
get it with oat milk, it'll make it slightly better.
The amount of cream on it was like probably about two good inches of cream, and fudge, chocolate sauce, butterscotch sauce. It was dripping down the cup.
Yeah.
If you're watching, not listening to it, there's a picture, and yeah, it was incredible. It was really good. I'm actually going to do a TikTok on Keswick and talk about the best coffee shops, and Java is definitely my favourite.
Yeah, Java is nice.
Actually, we might as well talk about Keswick. So we went to Penrith and Keswick this week.
Yep.
Keswick is technically our hometown at the moment.
It's our closest town, because where we stay is not a town. Technically, I believe it's a hamlet.
What we are? Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
I think it's a hamlet.
Yeah. But anyway, Keswick's our local town, and it's very touristy, isn't it? It's
a tourist trap. We've said this before, though. It's even locals don't shop in Keswick. You have to go outside it to go get a food shop.
There's a couple of good things in Keswick. If you want anything from Mountain Warehouse or a mountain shop, there's about 20 of them, I think.
There's a Blacks, there's a Millets, there's a Mountain Warehouse, there's a Cotswold.
There's an independent one. There's about five or six in.
Kit. Yeah, there is
a lot. So you're not going to be far.
You can't really walk 4 or 5 paces without hitting. We spoke about this before, though, because we spoke about how the tourists come out of a shop, stop dead in their track, and be like, "Oh, another shop that's selling the exact same stuff, just at a different price point."
So and the other thing we went is Penrith, and Penrith's quite nice. Again, it's not really much there.
We went to Penrith and we didn't get a McDonald's, so that's probably the biggest update.
Yeah, it was the first time we've ever...
It was heaving.
So we
first... It's currently half term.
So we went to Booths, which is a local kind of...
Booths is a northern Waitrose.
Yeah, best way of describing it. It's mainly around the Lake District area.
It's like an upmarket, yeah.
And it does all this.
I think it's
homemade
from Blackpool?
Yeah, I think so.
Originally? Preston kind of area?
Lancashire stuff, a lot of stuff is Lancashire in it. But yeah, it's really nice stuff. We went to go to the cafe. It was full of so many old people, and the service in Booths is always extremely slow.
But it's because they're used to people who work at a slower pace as well.
Yeah, but it's good stuff. It's good quality stuff. Yeah. And then we decided to go to Morrison's.
Yeah, we were waiting too long on the queue, and we're like, well, it's not, it's a little bit pricey. Let's just go to Morrison's Cafe. It's just across the road. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea.
So, first of all, we went to Morrison's and we decided, we'll go on the machine and just buy our food. And it was £11, and I had some chip things, and you had a breakfast bat.
And a breakfast roll.
Both had a coffee each, and I was really good value. I was like, that's good. And then
you couldn't get a fork.
I was like, I'll go get the cutlery, don't worry. I'll go, you sit down, you go get the table, I'll get the cutlery. And you were like, all right then. So you sat down, I went and got the cutlery.
Actually, you went and got the coffees, came back to the table, and I had to remind Sean that he required cutlery.
So
for his.
The first walk to get the cutlery, and I come back with knives, no spoons for the coffees.
No teaspoons, no normal spoons.
Just 2 knives.
2 knives.
And you looked at me and
why have you brought 2 knives and not forks?
And I was excited, there's none out there. And then we watched this guy get served
an elderly
his
gentleman,
food.
yeah.
He must have been, 70s, 80s maybe?
He was in his mid-70s, I would say, yeah.
And he got served the rotisserie chicken, and he only had a knife. And the woman, he said, oh, there's no forks up there. And she said, oh, there is. So he walked up there. Like,
instead of going to get him one, first of all, she made him get out of his seat, which, you know, he's an older gentleman. Just go get him a fork.
So...
But it turned she was doing that deliberately, saying that they were up there when they never were.
So he went up there to get a fork. There was none. So he came back. So his dinner sitting there waiting for him.
Still wasn't a fork. He spoke to the other woman, and the other woman was like, "I have no staff," and it's like, whoa. Like,
yeah,
I've been in that position.
Yeah.
And at no point do you take it out on the customer.
No.
It's not the customer's fault that you're understaffed. It's your colleague that's either phoned in sick, not showed up, or it's management's fault. It's never the customer's fault.
I've never seen something run so poorly with missing forks. Like, it was chaos because they couldn't get...
They were putting out about 4 forks at a time.
Yeah.
And there was 20, 30 people waiting.
It was because they couldn't clean up all the trays and stuff. They were just so understaffed. It was so bad that I would have said...
Woman was rude, though.
It would have been easier just to close it.
It would have been easier to go back out of the shop, walk across the booth, get a fork, walk back across, eat your meal, go into their kitchen, wash it and take it back to booths.
Yeah. Like at one point we were saying, do you reckon if we spoke to them, we said we'd do the dishwasher for half hour, we'd been able to sort...
Bail them out, yeah.
Bail them out. But you know full well you couldn't do that because all like health and safety and all...
Yeah, it's not like a trade, we don't live in a trade, what's the word?
Well, it'd be so nice if you could do that because it would have helped them out immensely and their service would have been back on track and it would have taken... We was wearing just everyday clothes and we could have done that.
Yeah.
But again, it's not
you can't anymore.
Yeah. They could have easily said, well, here's your dinner for free and here's, 20 quid each? Well, even a tenner a tenner each, and would have done half hour's worth of work, and they would have been so much easier for the rest of it. Or even... But
the thing is, as well, they were understaffed, clearly. And yes, staff do deserve breaks. I'm not going to argue that. But they were in the peak of their rush, and a member of staff comes out and sits down on their break, and I'm like, you really shouldn't, like, should you really be on your break? That's coming from me being previous management, though, in hospitality. I'm like, should you really be on your break right now? Should you not be, like, you know, at least take the dishes into the dish pit, and then go on your break. Like, so the person that's...
But we spoke about this, and you said like how you used to work at like B&M, and you had
sometimes you have scheduled breaks,
and if you don't have it, you don't get it. Like, and I think that's bad management again. Not. Yeah. But again, they could have phoned up like there must have been someone in Morrison's, the actual Morrison's, and be like,
in the shop,
can someone just help us bail out and just put some things for a dishwasher? Yeah. You don't need any skill for it, but you probably do. You probably need training to use the dishwasher and stuff like health and safety, like. You don't.
No.
It's literally, you put a tray, you spray it so all the big bits come off, put it over, pour the tray down.
Have you noticed how Sean knows how to use it now, even though he didn't do the dishes at all last week? He even got told off by Chef.
What was this?
Chef said to you, Sean, if you're putting your dishes over in their dish pit, can you make sure that you take them out and dry them, please? I was like, yes. Thank you. And he told me not to get involved.
I think he was being joking around with you.
It's like, I'm thanking you because you're telling him what I've been saying for months.
Yeah. It was so this week, travel-wise, we haven't done a lot of travelling, but we have had a lot of travels. Any other travels we've been with other people? Apart from rude people on buses.
Oh, there's always rude people on buses. It's a Lake District.
Oh, right. So this is a public announcement, right? Buses, another one.
PSA.
If you, this is a very easy one.
Pretty sure you've said this before.
I feel like we've said that you queue the first one on, but there's a new rule which I don't think we have to tell you. Say you want to talk to the bus driver to find out where your route's going, where you're going after. Ask any question to the bus driver. You want to chat to him and say, "Oh, thank you very much," and this, that, and the other. What you doing for Christmas? Whatever you want to do to talk to the bus driver. Get up last. If you're getting off on the bus, just get up last.
Don't get out first, and then block everyone else from getting off the bus. And then get upset when someone, i.e. me, has to squeeze past you. I did say, excuse me, first of all. Because we had to catch another bus.
Oh, so annoying.
And they're standing there going, will there be 2 buses on again this afternoon? It's the Keswick to Seatoller route. There's always a bus broken down. Just take it as face value.
Yeah.
You got here at 10:02, so the 10:02 bus will be running.
The guy doesn't know either. He probably knows as much as the app does. Just get the app. Old people with apps and stuff, just get it. Like, it's been 20 years now, guys.
Also,
you can't be technophobes no more.
They're every half an hour.
Yeah.
With how slow you guys walk, all you have to do is walk back to Boost Cafe, get a coffee, and walk back to the bus stop.
Actually, no, you'll probably miss it if you got Boost coffee because it takes forever.
Go to the machine, get a coffee. By the time you walk back to the bus stop, it'll be there.
Yeah. I think I feel like I'm really out of my rant. I'm actually struggling with a bad thing for you this week, so I feel like it's going to build up and I'll find something. But don't worry. But my positive this week.
No free advertisement.
Free advertisement. Oh!
Just covering the
just
bird.
covering. Innocent.
Sean was very upset that Booking.com were advertising on his videos that he doesn't get ad revenue
So
from.
if you're watching me on YouTube and you'll notice there's adverts on my videos.
Skip the ads. Sean doesn't get any money from them.
This isn't my ads. I'm not monetized on YouTube yet. I'm reckoning probably about April sort of time, I reckon I should be. But up until that point, I'm not receiving any money, but Booking.com's all on my post.
So skip the ads if you can.
You saw me watching it. I was watching.
He was furious.
But let's move on to your compliment. So my compliment this week is we went
It's
down.
your positive. Why are we changing the words?
All right, my positive this week about you is I went down to Fat Face and like there was a big sale on and I saw some stuff to wear and I was like, oh, actually this is a double compliment. I realised double compliment and no negative so far, and I've got some things to wear and I was like, oh, this shirt looks nice, and I picked it up. It was in white. Holly, this is a compliment, but like kind of like a backhanded compliment. And she's like,
Sean, you know
she's like,
this is...
oh, white shirt. It's like, I thought it looked really nice. It's linen-y. It looked like really good. And then I saw a blue one. I was like, oh, which one do I get? And she went, right, you're going to be backpacking for 3 months with one shirt. Get the blue one.
You don't want to get a white shirt.
And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Like,
He literally at the start of this video, you heard him ask whether he had chocolate on his face. Case in point.
so as much as it's like an insult as well, it is actually a compliment because I would have easily bought that white shirt, and you know full well within like
someone
probably
wasn't looking out for you. Yeah.
about an hour, I would have that shirt stained, and I would be wearing a stained shirt.
Or you
for
would
3
have
months.
dyed it because like all my clothes because of your black shirt is now dyed.
Yeah. My other positive is you went online and bought me some clothes as well, some linen shorts. So our holiday clothes are pretty good, and it's nice to buy holiday clothes in October because everything's on sale. So that's our positive.
Yeah.
That's my positive about yourself.
And then we're looking at the weather going, it's going to be 40 degrees. I don't know if you can see this. If you're listening to this on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, I have ginger skin.
Ginger skin.
I'm not ginger, but I am whiter than a pint of milk and freckly.
I burn easier than you,
But
though.
you burn worse, yeah.
I've got some, like, cloudy day in Stoke.
Sean's
I will
Aryan
burn.
race.
I literally, you know, like...
Did you say a cloudy day in Stark? You mean Stoke?
Stoke. Stoke. If you know, like, if the moon's quite bright that day, I've got to wear sunscreen.
Sean won't need factor.
Factor 50 is what we buy, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, we have to. My positive
right. Oh, yeah. I've got a positive this week.
about Sean this week is he's learning from his negatives in previous weeks.
All right. Okay.
So we went out to town today
Yeah.
and Sean packed emergency snacks.
Oh, yes.
He's learning.
And 2 packets of pills, which I have forgotten in previous weeks.
Yeah, he's learning that he's lactose intolerant and I don't have to be his minder at all times.
Yeah,
Which is nice.
and I'm learning that Holly still gets hangry. But you didn't eat the snacks or anything, but...
No, because I had coffee. Some coffee's a good appetite curber when you're out and about.
Yeah, so I'm learning from this
Previous
podcast.
mistakes.
Yeah, so that's good.
My negative about Sean this week is Sean always has to be right, even though when Sean's wrong. And as we previously discussed, Sean's sense of direction is questionable at most times. But Sean today, there's a certain way that we always cross the road to get from the bus station to the main street. We've always done it. But Sean decided to live life on the edge. So he took us to the wrong side of the road, which would mean we'd have to cross 3 streets instead of 2. Sorry, 1. Oh, 2. Yeah, we'd have to cross 3 times instead of 2. And when I pointed this out to him, he just played chicken and just ran out and done a Lauren. He done a friend of the podcast.
And he just did.
No, you didn't do what the locals did.
Oh, you
did what the tourists do. And he just ran out and his 2 cars were oncoming and then looked at, he's walking. I continued to, to stick to the path that Sean had put me on, which I didn't want to be on, to prove a point, but also so I didn't get killed. And he's looking over going, why are you not on this side? Well, Sean, because you're not always right. Are you, Sean? No. Holly was right. The way Holly was going to cross the road was correct.
Yeah, fair enough. My roads, it was a little bit of a dodgy situation today. I should have really thought about it a bit more. But I hadn't had my coffee yet.
Yeah, that's your excuse.
So my negative this week about Holly is she's a bad influence on me. So there's many times we're trying to be good, we're trying to save money, and if I'm sometimes you need someone to say stop doing that, we'll do it properly. Sometimes you don't. And if I come up with something easy, you're like, oh yeah, let's just do that. So I've been quite lazy lately, and we've been making oat milk for the last 2-3 weeks.
No, we've been making it for the last 3 months until the last 2-3 weeks.
And I was like, I can't be bothered. And then you were like, yeah, let's just buy some. And then this week we bought some. I'm like,
actually, no, Sean, that's not how it went down at all.
Right, well, how did it go down then?
We didn't have time to make any because we were working 9 days in a row. So we put that on the shop. And then when we came back from our holiday, and we're doing a Tesco shop so we can both add to it. Sean was the one that actually added the oat milk to the shopping. So technically, that's your own negative.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'm the bad person here, but you're not supporting this. You're letting me get away with stuff like this. This is where you need to step up and be like, right, Sean, we need to sort something out. We need to actually.
And actually, when I did bring it up yesterday, you were like, we've got our money's worth, it's fine. So
you need to be more harder with me. This is me being
because it was never you that made the oat milk in the first place, it was me.
Yeah, so make more oat milk.
Why am I making oat milk in the first place, Sean?
Because I'm lactose intolerant.
There we go.
And it tastes better than normal milk.
Yeah, but it's just so much easier when it's already there in the fridge.
Yes. It's like, yes.
We're winding down to the end of the season. We know we've got 6-ish weeks left. Yeah. And it's kind of like, is it £1 a pop for a carton? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But also it's 2 hours of my life that I will have.
Like this week, so before the podcast we put it on this week, Holly's like, I've got so much stuff that I need to do.
I do.
She's like, I need to do washing, which we put the washing on. And she's like, I need to do the podcast. I need to
wash my hair.
I need to do
Sean wouldn't let me wash my hair before we filmed the podcast because it'd be another week that I've got wet hair. Apparently that's just disrespectful. So if you think I look like I've been dragged through a bush backwards, blame Sean.
Wow.
And if you aren't watching this and you're listening, I look like I've been dragged through a bush backwards.
And then
sent back through again.
And then what else do you need to do, Holly? What else did you need to do?
I'm working on a project and I've put a timeline on it.
Yeah, and you're trying to keep it like a little bit of surprise for someone.
And it's my own fault that I'm up to my eyeballs in granny squares.
You're also
and it's still not enough. I've done 50, 44-ish granny squares in the last 2 weeks, and I still don't have enough for what I want.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, it's yeah, you're busy, and
that's what your negative should have been.
What, the fact? Last week was my negative about crochet, so I can't have any more.
No, your negative should have been that I said I didn't have enough yarn.
Oh no,
even though I've got 2 bags for life full.
And you bought more. You bought the black one, black wool.
The black one was required though.
It's because I haven't got that colour. I've got every colour of the rainbow. So now I'm going for shades of white, grey, black and yellow.
I wanted a border colour. I don't have enough grey, or I don't have it. I'm doing a scrap project. I don't have enough of one colour to complete anything anymore.
Yeah, so not me with my editing this
I am
week.
literally up to my eyeballs.
Crochet. Yeah,
crochet. That's not even all of them.
That's about half them. And how many days is that taking you this week? Probably like...
I've been doing it for 2 weeks, but I've only been doing it. I didn't do it for 4 or 5 days because I was just like, I can't anymore. Like, I can't do it.
You got burnt out from it.
Yeah.
So it's been quite fun. Did anyone write into the podcast this week?
Not to me.
Of course not. No one's writing into this podcast. The podcast. So
you do realise that if you don't write into it, anyone that's listening, friends, family, or followers,
yeah,
if you don't write in, you're just going to listen to us moan, like I said last week.
Yeah, you just get us moaning about.
It's not going to be travel troubles. It's just going to be Sean and Holly hate each other for 30 minutes.
So to write into the podcast, you need to
and then compliment each other just to soften the blow.
Travel Troubles Podcast at gmail.com. Travel Troubles Podcast on Instagram. The Funny Backpacker
on YouTube.
And the Funny Backpacker on TikTok. It's that simple, guys.
That actually should have been a negative about you this week. What word was it I was saying when we were on service and you started ripping into me because of the way I say it? You remember?
Murder.
No, it wasn't murder.
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 It's something with an R in it.
No, it wasn't. It's a lot of people have made fun of the way I say words this week, actually.
Yeah? Do you feel victimised because you're Scottish in England? Actually, that's a point. I get less people taking the mickey out of me at the moment. I don't know why. After I made that rant about being English, and everyone seems to be nice to me.
Apparently I don't exist, so... I don't know if I mentioned this last week.
What?
Literally everything's rolling into one, so if I'm repeating myself, then just ignore me. But, I don't exist. I got a letter from the council saying I don't exist as a person because they can't find any record of me.
Oh, yeah. So
I think I said that on the last podcast.
Don't know if you did, yeah, but so it's funny because the council first of all sent you a letter directed to you.
My full name.
Saying... You need to register to vote, otherwise you'll get an £80 fine. You need to add yourself
to electoral roll.
So you're like, okay.
It wasn't an £80 fine, it was a £100 fine.
So then you were like, okay, I actually helped you do it and did it all for you.
So I'm thinking Sean's dyslexia struck.
Probably put in wrong. Probably put my own date of birth in or something. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we can't find you. Obviously, I'm now
You don't
registered.
exist.
And he's like, don't exist. But the funny thing in that, it still says, but if you don't register and do this properly, then you'll still get a fine.
So I now need to send off proof that I am who I say I am.
I don't know who they're going to find because you don't exist.
In the letter, it's like, you face I don't even know where the letter is, I think it's over there. You face a £50,000 fine if you were caught impersonating someone. What am I meant to do then? Send a picture of me holding the photocopy of my passport? Like, how is that proving that I am who I am?
Maybe you have to the football transfers when you have to have a handshake and hold your birth certificate up and have your doctor that.
I don't know where my birth certificate is.
I don't think anyone does.
That's like in the letter. It's like you can either show your passport, your ID. I think I have mentioned this before, or your bail form. I said this.
Your
last
bail
week.
Form.
Yeah. Your police bail form. As you do, or your gun license. Sadly, I have none of which to hand.
I haven't got a license for these bad boys.
Oh,
if you can't see this, then I've just ripped open my shirt and you've just saw my massive guns. That's people who are listening to this, not the people who are watching. So you don't exist, so I'm just the only person here.
Very spooky of me.
It's just a figment of my imagination.
We'll probably have more to talk about next week because Dad and Tracy are coming down on Monday, so hopefully within that time Dad's thought of questions. Also, I will text my mum actually and ask her if she was in Santorini this week to see if her and David have had any issues.
I feel like we're just poking people like
what's wrong with your marriage?
Why do you hate them? We're like the anti you sit and watch us as therapy. We're the anti-therapists.
We're not couples counselling, we're the couple antagonists.
That's another trouble I've got about you.
Oh, I sit up straight. And
You sit up
like
straight and you make me look really small every week. And I'm like, and plus I think you've got a bigger torso than me. I've got longer legs. Actually, no, that's not
Sean,
true.
I have like no torso.
Yeah, I suppose look at me sitting up straight.
It's because Sean's Quasimodo.
Oh, wow.
Different life.
Yeah, to be fair.
The bells. I literally, his back's like this.
Oh, wow. Oh.
We said when we were travelling in March, April, May this year that when we came back we were going to go to chiropractor. Sean, it's a bright red can. I think people know what that is. We said we were going to go to the chiropractor.
Did we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, to be fair, I was...
It's now October.
Yeah, I think...
Nearly November.
I don't think we've got time for chiropractor.
We should have went to one.
We should have went to one. Instead, I'm just going to buy a different bag. No, that helps.
Well, you've not had many issues carrying mine.
No, and that's been... Well,
and my shoulder hasn't played up, really.
No, it's the spin straps the problem with you.
Yeah.
And
it cuts off circulation.
Long bags are a problem for me, so we should be all right. So yeah, I think that's all for this week.
Long bags are the problem for you though, because you
I have like
make
a short
your
bag.
your torso.
My torso.
You
My
make
short torso. Torso.
Sean's short torso.
Torso.
You make your short torso shorter by doing this. Like every single person that we've ever met as a couple always thinks Sean's shorter than I am. And he's
then I stand up straight and they're all like, what?
He's nearly 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. When I also, the guy at work always thinks it's funny because he can tell when I've had a sleep.
Because he's like, you look skinny today and taller.
He's like, oh, you've just like, because I tell him that when I lay down for a long period of time, my back will straighten out, and I'm tall. And then every time he sees me now and I'm tall, he's like, you've just had a nap or you just slept. And it's like, that's just an awkward fact that people can know about me. So if you see me about and I look about 6 foot,
he
then
says
you know that
he only sleeps better when as soon as I've gone to work, he's like, yeah, it's that hour extra that I'm getting in bed that's
no, it's the fact that I can stretch out like you can tell, look, this is the bed width between us.
Yeah.
It's not like a massive bed, so when Holly's not in it, it's like wow. My travel negatives is sharing a bed with you.
My negative is that Sean sounds like he's summoning something from the nether regions of the world when he snores.
I did it in your ear last night, didn't I?
Not only was he doing it in my ear, he was then exhaling all of his nasty morning breath all over my face. And he's like, oh, you're awake, why? I don't know why, Sean. Maybe because I can't breathe because all you're giving me is carbon dioxide to inhale.
Wow. But anyway, I'm going to go before Holly comes up with more negatives about me, and we'll see you again
next Thursday.
You said that like you were surprised. Like that, I thought that was your catchphrase. See you next Thursday.
I was actually thinking we didn't do Let's Laugh at Lauren, but we probably won't have another instalment of Let's Laugh at Lauren until the first week of December.
Yeah. Well,
and then we'll have plenty over Christmas.
Yeah. That's a kind of a special
it's
part.
When we visit home.
And also I've got no
Let's Laugh at Joe.
No, it's Joe's just
being Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I'll see you again next Thursday.
And I'll see you again
soon.
That was wrong.
Yeah.
That felt wrong.
And I'll see you again. Soon.